Well, listeners, on Subculture right now, we are going to continue our look at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival because we are going to take another look at a show now called Hello, Who Is It? And this is Steph Teitelbaum's brand new show that's coming to the Comedy Festival this year. And we thought, you know what, let's get Steph on the phone to talk a little bit about this show. So, Steph, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, Steph, you share a fear that I have as well. I hate answering the phone when it rings, and that's what this show is all about, isn't it?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, how bad is it?
You know what? We've got a home phone, and we actually have never given the number to anybody since we moved in, so we know whenever it rings, it's got to be a salesperson.
Oh my God, that is genius. Good on you. I wish I had that on my mobile phone so I knew all the time.
Yeah. So, where did the idea for this show first come about? Like, has this been something that you've spent your whole life with, not liking to answer the phone? And if so, when did you decide this was the perfect opportunity to do a show on it?
You know what? I think COVID made me less inclined to answer the phone.
Yep.
Because I grew up in an era where we had landlines, and whenever a friend would call on the landline, that was exciting, and I would enjoy taking phone calls. And then obviously a lot of time has passed since then. But yeah, COVID just made me feel like any sort of phone call or extra social interaction felt more effortful. So I much prefer texting now, and I just thought to myself, too many times I've said, oh no, I'm not getting that, oh no, I'm not getting that. And then I just thought, you know what? Why not make a show about it? And like perfect timing, coming out of, well, not fully out of COVID, but also just feeling like we're more in the clear than we've ever been. I thought, why not talk about that experience?
Definitely. And how do you cope with friends? And I've got a couple of friends who do this. You're at home after work of a night time, you're sitting down, you're watching something, you're texting them, and all of a sudden they say, oh, I don't want to text anymore. Do you want to just ring? How do you cope with that, friend?
Oh, my God. My heart drops. When I get a text saying, can we just talk? I'm like, oh, no, can we just continue texting so I can not watch TV and not think about it? Yeah, it's one of my worst. You hate that as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I always think, but why? We are talking. Like, how's it going to be any different on the phone? Like, yeah.
I know, yes. I'm thinking, no, this is working for me perfectly. We do not need to move over to talking basically in person.
Yep. So, once you had the idea for the show, how long did it take for you then to sit down and start writing it all out and ending up with the show that we're going to see at the Comedy Festival?
Well, Comedy Fest registrations open in November, so, you know, you have a seed of an idea and then you have to register, obviously, before it's written. So I guess I started, you know, with the concept of the show in probably September, October, and then came summertime, December, January, I just was full pelt, threw myself into it every single day, writing the show, coming up with fun ideas and different characters that I've been wanting to explore, like, for years now. You know how you have notes in your phone of funny ideas and different characters, and they just sit in your notes for ages? I don't know if you feel the same,
Yep.
but it's just been an exploration of that the last 2 months. So I'd probably say December, Jan, Feb has been, you know, a massive writing time. Now the show is finally written and we're in refining rehearsal mode now.
So when you come up with your characters, tell us a little bit about that. Do you base them on people that you've met in real life? Are they just complete figments of your imagination? Where do your ideas come about for characters?
I get a lot of inspiration from watching TV. I'm a big TV watcher, and whenever I watch an ad or, you know, some sort of show where there are big characters, I like to imagine them in other situations or behind the scenes of their life, and I like to extrapolate and heighten to, you know, absurd degrees with these sort of characters. So, like, I'll watch an ad, and I've got a few infomercials, obviously stupid faux infomercials in the show, and that inspiration comes from TV advertising, because I just like making fun of things, because I don't like taking things seriously.
Yep.
And then I'll watch, like, you know, a detective show, and I'll think to myself, this is hilarious to be taken to the nth degree. So I've got a noir detective in there that has no idea what he's talking about. I also like to anthropomorphize objects.
Yep.
Like, imagine if a fried egg could talk. So I've got a fried egg in there. Doing a bit of a monologue. So, yeah.
My friends and I play this game where when we watch movies and TV shows where we like to pretend that actors have only ever played one character in their whole career, which I know sounds really weird, but you'll be watching like something like, say, Nicolas Cage is in something, and you'll suddenly start to imagine if his character from Gone in 60 Seconds was in this situation, what would he do? Like, that, I don't know, it's just a crazy thing that one of my friends and I do.
100%, see? And that's how you come up with characters.
Yeah.
Because then you chuck them in another situation which doesn't make any sense, and it's just comical.
Yeah. Now, your career has had a great couple of last few years. You, of course, had sellout shows at your cabaret show. You recently also performed at the Melbourne Uni Law Review and won an award there as well. How has that felt for you, and how do you feel heading into the comedy festival now?
Yeah, so the Law Review was one of the first sort of performance things that I jumped straight back into on the stage, that is, post sort of COVID, and that felt amazing. It was just so good to be back on stage, and it just reminded me how much fun it is, which sort of inspired me to jump headfirst into doing Comedy Fest, and got me excited for it. And now I'm super excited. As a performer and when you're trying to formulate a show, and with Comedy Fest, you do take on every role. Like I'm producing it, I'm marketing it, I'm semi-directing it. You basically take on every role, which has been very overwhelming. And peaks and troughs of feeling really confident and then thinking, is anyone going to laugh at this? And then back to feeling really confident. So now I'm in the confidence stage. I'm really excited for it. I just want to get out there and perform what I've been working on the last 3-4 months. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited as well as nervous, but now I just want people to see it.
How do you test your comedy before a show? Like, I'm almost asking that from a personal point of view, because I did my first stand-up comedy show just before the first lockdowns here in Melbourne, and I was so scared getting up on that stage that I was going to bomb. How do you test your comedy? Like, do you test it with people that you know and love, or do you test it with friends? How do you go about doing that?
I always go to my mum and brother first, and chuck some ideas at the wall with them, and if they're laughing, for some reason, it seems to work on other people. I don't know if they've got some sort of sense of humour that it seems to work, but they're my tried and true testers, I guess. And then, actually, a few people from the Law Review that I made friends with that I really find hilarious. So if they're laughing, I feel confident. And then at the end of the day, just backing yourself. Yep. If you're laughing, then I think that's all that matters. And, because comedy is so subjective, you're not going to get the laughs of the whole room. So at the end of the day, once you've tested it on close friends and family, which is my go-to, I don't like testing it on a room full of strangers until the show, to be honest.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, coming back to yourself and thinking, no, I like that. I back that. If you back that, then, it doesn't really matter.
Definitely. Now, for all of our listeners out there, Steph's show is on from April the 3rd to April the 13th at the Butterfly Club downstairs. And I know not a lot of you know and love the Butterfly Club, so you'll know exactly where to go. Now, all of the times and dates are also up on our website. They're also up on the Comedy Festival website where you can grab tickets as well. So I guess, Steph, to finish off, what would you like to say to people out there who are thinking about heading along to your show?
I think that you're going to see 50 minutes of a bunch of silly characters who all received some sort of phone call that they shouldn't have answered or should have, but mainly shouldn't have. And it's absurd, it's physical, it's silly. You're going to watch me have a bunch of fun on stage, and I guess, give it a shot, because it's not stand-up, and I think alternate comedy is really up and coming.
Definitely.
So come along.
Definitely. And I think, like, as you've been talking now, I've just realized, like, a phone call can change your day, like, so, either for the best or for the worst. So it is such an important show as well.
Yeah, and I think it's relatable. I think, nowadays a lot of people hate answering the phone.
Yeah. And the good thing is, though, some of the phones these days, and mine's one of them, thankfully, they'll actually tell you if they think it's a spam call, which I find really, really great, because it's like, well, I just won't answer it.
Yes, exactly. So many times I answer it and work out immediately that it's a bit of a scam call, and then I continue talking as I hang up. Like, yeah, no worries, yeah, and then I hang up. And just sort of have fun with it.
Well, once again, listeners, Steph's show is on from the 3rd of April through to the 13th of April at the Butterfly Club downstairs, 7 o'clock every night. Runs for 50 minutes, and you can grab those tickets from the Comedy Festival website. Steph, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been an absolute honour having you on the show, and I can't wait to head along and check out the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Hope to see you there.